Let's go back to our top story tonight. We've been reporting on the rising death toll from those two earthquakes in Syria and Turkey. So far, at least 2,300 people have now been confirmed to have been killed. The first quake struck in Turkey in the early hours of this morning. There was an also large earthquake this afternoon, which has been said to be unusual in these circumstances. We're able to speak now to Turkish journalist Türkmen Terzi, who is based in South Africa at the moment. But Türkmen, as I understand it, your hometown is near the epicenter, am I right?
Yes, actually, my hometown is the epicenter. I am in Cape Town. I came for the mining in Indaba, and early morning I got a call from South African Turkish colleagues, friends, and they said it's a big earthquake. And I remember 1999, I was also in Ankara. It was 7.8. We lost 20,000 that time, more than 18,000 official figures. So then I communicate my people, and they were all outside in Kahramanmaraş, is the epicenter, the Pazarcık district. Then Gaziantep, 10 city actually affected, and I have lots of relatives in the surrounding cities. And 1:30 noontime, another earthquake actually directly hit my hometown district, and many buildings collapsed, and I still try to communicate my relatives. And it is the winter, yes, it's a very devastating situation, yes.
And for people back home, Türkmen, who remember the 1999 earthquake in Izmit, I think it was, that killed upward of 15,000 people. You were saying close to 20,000 people. For those who remember the events of 1999, have they been able to tell you how that catastrophe compares to what happened this morning? Is it the same scene?
Yes, it is. It is very similar. Even you can understand from the president and from the officials. Actually, this is bigger than even the 1999 one. They say this is the biggest one since 1939. Actually, Erzincan city, we lost more than 30,000. But these are official figures. Actually, the Izmit, the earthquake, I was in Ankara. We felt in Ankara capital, but I moved after 3 days to the Izmit. I was a part of volunteer groups, and I saw the actual number actually was more than 50,000. So this time is a very big, and this the snow, this a very bad winter, and Turkey, is one of the biggest located one of the biggest earthquake zone, and people are fear that earthquake can cause another earthquake in Istanbul. Is a highly density, is a very populated city. And then now I talk to my people, my colleagues and families. There is no electricity, and the airports are closed, roads are collapsed, so government cannot evacuate people from the cities. And it is winter, and mostly I don't know how people are going to stay in the night, because it is not like South Africa. You have like a summer, but in Turkey we have winter. Like people cannot survive without. They have to be very warm.
Right.
No natural gas, so it's difficult now.
And Türkmen, for your friends, relatives, and colleagues, are they all safe?
Yeah, some safe, but many, not from my family member, but from my far relatives and friends. Many people are under the buildings and rubbles, and still the government said 2,600 people evacuated from under the buildings, but lots of buildings collapsed. This is a very big earthquake. And they are sharing on Facebook, and many family members is still under. They are waiting to be rescued, or I don't know they are alive or not. This is the situation now.
Right, and what's made this worse is that as the search is continuing, we're showing viewers visuals. If you can go back to those pictures of men, civilians, trying to dig and look for people believed to be buried under the rubble. In the evening, as we were coming onto air, we started to see snow and sleet in some of the areas, which is likely to complicate the search. And for those who've survived, many will be wondering where they will shelter tonight.
Yes, yeah, the president also said, they need the rescue teams, like they call for international help. The European Union, I think, teams already arrived. I think so. They arrived to Turkey and Greece, Israel, and India, even China, Russia is from many countries. They pledge support and they are, I think, ready to send. They need a search and rescue team also in Turkey. Like people is, like they try to save and they cause another, another issue, like another problem, because you need to be professional to rescue people under the, buildings, and these things become more difficult now.
And we've had international offers of support for people in Turkey, but neighboring Syria has also taken quite a battering, and that situation may prove a bit more difficult as far as help is concerned, would it not, when you consider international relations between the Bashar al-Assad government and the rest of the world?
But I can tell you, like, in the Syrian situation is worse, because it's very interesting, is mainly the earthquake hit the Syrian cities is under Turkish control. Like, Turkey is doing operation into Syria since 2016. So many cities are under Turkish control and their situation is terrible now. And 4 or 5 million people are there. And then 4 or 5 million people are in Turkey, and also they were very affected. They changed their places more than 20, 30 times inside, even in Turkey. And Idlib is Syrian city is a very badly hit by the earthquake. So Syrian situation are much worse than Turkey, and yes, assets and maybe it will also Turkey-Syrian rapprochement might happen. I don't know, but Syria needs very urgent help right now, and the whole world should help the Syrian people. War is there, and people are already suffering and become a refugee. Right. At least Turkish people receive lots of help, but Syrians in a very difficult situation now.
And as you say, the situation in Syria is made worse by the fact that it's a country that had been at war for the past 10 plus years. At the moment, people living in camps, areas such as Aleppo, affected, and they were already so damaged by the fighting.
Yes. Also, lots of rebels. This earthquake hit the area is controlled by the rebels. These rebels are very different also. They fight with each other, and, more than 50 different groups. So the Kurdish groups and all other jihadist groups, lots of groups are there. I don't know how they are going to receive help. Turkey is trying to open a corridor for flights to receive the help, but I don't know how. Turkey also needs to help Syria, because Turkey is controlling the Syrian territory. Even Bashar Assad cannot help in this area, because Turkey is controlling. Turkish militaries are there and some other foreign forces are there.
Just lastly then, Türkmen, in Turkey, given the country's experience with earthquakes, especially post the disaster in 1999, I know there were building regulations that were put in place to try and ensure that the level of damage and risk of harm to people is limited. But generally, how prepared a country is Turkey for a disaster of this scale?
Is a good question. Turkey is experiencing 1990 earthquake, but this destruction shows Turkey is not take any lesson. And the government actually, the Turkish the construction is a driving force in economy. Like Turkish construction is the main industry economy in Turkey. Mostly government affiliated government circles are in construction business. So it shows they didn't take a lesson, and they introduced very strong regulation after 1999, but after that they did many amendments, and we see they did build lots of construction without any like any license. All of these things also is another problem, cause this big destruction.
Right.
Because in Turkey, like if you are from government, like municipality, from same party, you can just easily take any license, anything, like you can get away and you can do construction, start construction without license even. Yeah.
Türkmen Terzi, good to speak to you and good to hear that your loved ones are safe back home in Turkey. Thank you for talking to us on what is a difficult night for your country.